So I just played Doki Doki Literature Club, and it's really neat and cute. And actually, you should play it, and you should actually play it before continuing this review, because it's not really a review. It's just I'm gonna talk about all the spoilers, and maybe I'm gonna talk about some things, some interesting things. But I'm assuming you already played it. So if you still intend to play it and haven't played it yet, then you should stop watching now. So anyway, here go the spoilers. It starts off as your typical visual novel. School setting, anime characters, and really cute and all. And yeah, but towards the end, it kind of starts to deteriorate, um, and all the girls turn out to be yandere, um, psychologically ill, kind of like my ex-wife. Just kidding. Well, actually not. Yeah, well, anyway, they all get really needy and manipulative and really emotionally messed up, and they all end up committing suicide. But actually, there is only one yandere, and it's Monica, and she's actually manipulating all the others into committing suicide. So then the game starts breaking the fourth wall, and Monica, starts. Monica kind of figured out that this is all a game, and so she deleted the other game characters so that you only spend time with her, because she wants you the player all to herself. There is also a you the character, but she figured out that that's not real, so she's addressing you the player directly. And the game does that in some really interesting ways. They use some really interesting methods to break the fourth wall, and you know like for example, when she says she's deleting the other characters, and you look into the game files, you can actually see that she actually deleted those character files. Now, of course, that's not actually the case, but the game makes it look that way. In the end, the game kind of makes it look the way that the game is essentially deleting itself. Again, that's not actually something that the game can do. It just makes it look that way, and it does a pretty good job. And even if you look into the actual character files, she says some more stuff in there that she actually doesn't say in the game itself. So she actually anticipated that as well, and anticipated you looking into the actual game file, and talks to you directly in there as well. So anyway, it's a really interesting concept, really interesting idea. It does it uses some really interesting techniques. Yeah. But actually, like 8 years ago, I worked on something really similar, and I kind of made a prototype. It is playable, but I never really finished it. It's playable, but it wasn't finished. And the reason why I never finished my version, so to say, was because I think I had an even better idea, of a kind of, because my my concept as well was basically to have a visual novel that is focused on a yandere, and but a character that becomes self-aware and that starts addressing the player directly, and starts messing with the player directly. And I even wanted to take it a step further. I wanted her to actually know about the specifics about the player, and to really creep him out. And I wanted to call it Yandere Simulator. Again, this was years before the Yandere Simulator came along that you all know. So now a lot of people say, yeah, I'm trying to cash in on Doki Doki Literature Club, or I'm trying to cash in on Yandere Simulator. No, I'm trying to rip them off. No, I was going to call it Yandere Simulator, but I actually already called it that. But that was many years before the Yandere Simulator you all know even started, and it also was many years before Doki Doki Literature Club. And like I said, I actually made a playable version, and you can find it in my wiki if you really want to look into it, but just so that you know that I'm not making this up. But because the thing is, you can play it, but like I said, it isn't finished. And the reason it isn't finished is, like I said, I wanted my yandere to also break the fourth wall, and to really start addressing the player directly, to not only know the player's name, but know details about the player, like his birthdays, his friends, and stuff like that. So to really creep him out, and the way I was going to accomplish that was through Facebook, because I started the prototype. I started was done with Venpai, but that was just a prototype. The real thing was going to be a Facebook app, and I actually already started the Facebook app, and was almost done with it, but then because see, back then this would have worked. Back then it would have worked. Back then you could use Facebook that way. You could actually write an app that has access to all your personal information, to all your personal data, to your friends. And whatever I was going to do, since it's a Facebook app, I was really gonna blur the lines between a game and reality. and have her writing all your friends, and writing like really messed up yandere messages, so that your friends might even start thinking that's a real person, and her doing some really messed up stuff, and her, because she has access to your Facebook information, she knows when you're born, she knows she knows all the information in your Facebook profiles. She has access to all your pictures, and she can message all your friends and stuff. And all that was possible back then. And a Facebook app could actually do that back then. Well, of course, the reason I never released it is because before I could finish it, Facebook changed it. Now, of course, Facebook is still, collecting all your data and doing whatnot with it, but it's no longer as easy for gaming apps to have access to those files. Of course, Facebook still has access to it, but it's no longer as easy for third-party developers to have access to it. And of course, I wasn't really gonna do anything evil with it, like Facebook is probably doing. The whole point of it was kind of also to make people aware of of the dangers of that, of having all your private information publicly there on Facebook, so that and anyone who writes an app can have access to it, like it was still the case back then, So I was kind of trying to raise awareness about that, and at the same time, of course, really creep the player out.